For more on the latest developments in Israel, let's bring in former State Department spokeswoman Morgan Ortagus. Morgan, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mike.
So let's start with that CBS News interview that was released today. President Biden was asked about his hopes for a ceasefire. Let's play it.
Is a ceasefire possible before the end of your term?
Still possible. And I'm working literally every single day and my whole team to see to it that it doesn't escalate into a regional war. But it easily can.
What is your assessment, Morgan?
Yeah, I think that they have the diplomacy backwards. Listen, diplomacy and trying to prevent wars is incredibly important. But unfortunately, they refuse, Mike, to deal with the root of the problem for what's causing all of this war and this instability in the Middle East. And that is the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Biden-Harris policies towards it. Listen, one of the reasons why we still have 5 Americans that have been held hostage by a terror group 10 months later is because the Biden administration hasn't learned the lesson from the first 2 hostage exchanges. Anytime we put pressure on Hamas, they were willing to come to the negotiating table. But when you put pressure on Israel, when you publicly condemn Israel, that incentivizes Hamas to think that they can get away with more. So yes, we want all of the Americans home. You have to put military and significant pressure on your enemies, not on your friends. You put that on Hamas. Same with Iran. You are literally funding Iran through not enforcing the sanctions to the tune of billions of dollars. They use those billions of dollars to kill Americans. 3 Americans killed in Jordan by Iranian-made drone in June. We have attacks against Iraq in the past week, Syria yesterday. These are on U.S. military facilities in both countries. A week and a half ago, the U.S. Embassy branch office in Tel Aviv, 1,500 miles from Yemen, was almost hit by the Houthis. All of these terrorist groups that are attacking diplomatic and military facilities in the Middle East, they get their weapons, they get their funding, they get their training from Iran. Until the administration changes their Iran policy, they won't stop the chaos and the war in the Middle East.
At a time of significant tension in the Middle East, the United States Navy has a significant presence there. Is that a strong enough deterrent as Iran considers attacking Israel?
Well, the U.S. Navy is certainly the strongest Navy, the most powerful Navy in the world. Unfortunately, the Chinese Communist Party have built a Navy that outrivals us, that is larger than ours, but we're still an incredibly important deterrent force. It's not just our Navy ships, it's other Navy assets that these regimes know full well that we have in the region as well. It's one piece of deterrence, but one thing that it hasn't stopped is the war with the Houthis. And we have on a weekly basis, the Houthis shooting sophisticated drones and ballistic missiles at U.S. Navy ships. We're emptying our TLAMs from our facilities, from our storage facilities, in order to hit back at the Houthis to protect U.S. Navy ships, Mike. The U.S. Navy is seeing in the CENTCOM theater more action. Our ships are seeing more action today in the Middle East than the U.S. Navy has seen since World War II. We have to understand the scale and the precedence of what's happening to our U.S. Navy in the Middle East right now.
As we try to figure out what Vice President Harris's policies would be if elected, Vice President Harris's national security advisor tweeted about the Middle East, quote, VP has been clear. She will always ensure Israel is able to defend itself against Iran and Iran-backed terrorist groups. She does not support an arms embargo on Israel. She will continue to work to protect civilians in Gaza and uphold international humanitarian law. Should something like that have been done in a major sit-down interview by her or at a news conference where all the outlets were broadcasting it?
You would think if the media would do its job. Listen, she owns the chaos and tumult of the past 4 years in the Middle East, Mike. This is the Biden-Harris administration. She's arguably the most powerful woman in the world, certainly the second most powerful person in our country. So these policies in the Middle East that led to the disastrous and chaotic withdrawal in Afghanistan, for example, in August of 2021, she's bragged in previous interviews that she was the last person in the room with President Biden making those decisions. So this is her administration. She owns the policies. She owns the death of Americans in Afghanistan, in Jordan. We had 2 U.S. Navy SEALs who died on an operation earlier this year. Every time an Iranian-backed terrorist group shoots at a U.S. military facility or a diplomatic facility, that is on her watch. And her national security advisor, who gave that quote, is famously incredibly dovish on Iran. So do I hold out any hope that she will actually change the disastrous policies that have led to war in the Middle East, that have led to war between the Houthis and the U.S. Navy? Do I see her changing that? I mean, she could answer for herself maybe, but since she refuses to, I don't think that's going to happen.
Former State Department spokeswoman Morgan Ortagus, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks, Mike.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.